Hello and welcome to Montana. Today's video I'm going to try and explain and do the best job I can on how I built this Claybuster bucket trommel. I think I'm into it for 75, 80 bucks maybe. So I tried to build it as simply as I could. Now I'm no engineer, I'm no fabricator by any means. I don't really care if my cuts are exactly straight. I don't care about all the bells and whistles and how fancy it is. The only thing I care about is it works. Now I don't draw up any set of plans or anything. I just kind of make it as I go. I just think it up in my head and I build it. I stand there and scratch my head and go, this will work, that won't work, and that's how I do it. So I know some of you have been waiting for this video. I know some of you have already made one. I know Dale Christensen made a video of it. He did a really good job on it. So I'll just explain to you what I did. Of course, there's always room for improvement. If you got a better idea, by all means do it. I'm just trying to show a very simple way to get it done and make it functional. So I think the best place to start is right at the very bottom. We'll work our way up and I'll try and explain how I do this. So at the very bottom, of course, I run a recirculating system. So all this stuff is tied together because it had a lot to do with why I build things the way I do. But I use my ice fishing sled as a hopper for my recirculating. I can run about 11 5-gallon buckets of material without having to do a clean out. This is the pump I use. It's a 2,000 gallon an hour bilge pump. It's Amera Marine made bilge pump, 2,000 gallons an hour. So that's the one I use. I got it off of Amazon. My sluice box is a 51-inch backpack sluice made by Royal Manufacturing. I've had it for years. It's worked good for me. There are some things I like about it. There's some things I don't like about it. I like the length. I like how versatile it is. I can change it up, do all kinds of different things with it, but I don't like the fact that it all collapses and these are all different sizes. So once you cut the mats, you're pretty much committed to one size, or it's too small or it's too big. But anyway, that's a whole nother story, and I'll probably build my own at some point, about the same length, close to the same width, who knows, but that's another video. My stand, a lot of you know, it's all made out of 2x2s. I use it because it works, and I clamp it all together with C-clamps. It's just 4 legs, not much to it. Got a frame, you can see it here in the back, but it works. I've been using it for 2 years. It's never slipped on me. I even got the trommel all hooked up with C-clamps. It just works, so why change it, right? So then we have the hopper. This hopper sits directly underneath. Now I've made a lot of things with these buckets. See if I can get it out of here. As you know, if you follow my videos, automatic sluice box feeder, fluid beds, all kinds of different things I've made with this. But this one really serves a purpose here. And some people have said, get rid of the bucket. But the reason I use it is that it forces all the material to the back of the sluice. And this is nothing more than when I made the bucket shovel. This is the part I cut off of the bucket shovel, the top. It fits right in the top of this. This is a Costco laundry detergent bucket. Just find a bucket that'll fit your sluice and you should be good. Now it forces all the material to the back and it just kind of sits there and bubbles and boils. I even found a nugget sitting right here, and in the bottom of that, take this out, I have gold hog mats in there. Now the bottom of this bucket's got little lumps in it, and bumps in the bottom of it that run down here. So what I did is I took the lid from the Costco laundry bucket, just cut the lip off of it, and cut these Gold Hog mats to fit, stuck that all in the bottom, and it works great. Like I said, I found a nugget sitting right there one day when I was running it as oh, what was I doing? I think it was the automatic sluice box feeder, I think, or the wash plant. Maybe it was the wash plant. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. This catches a lot of the gold, but it doesn't catch everything, and that's for darn sure. It gets blown out of here. I did a test with some nuggets, and they all got stuck right down in here and right here. The Gold Hog mats didn't catch them. I love Gold Hog. I love Gold Hog mats, but they don't catch everything. So anyway, that's just my opinion. Now, I think we can go ahead and move up to the frame and how I did that. So let me just get rid of the bucket here and maybe a shroud, and we'll go over how I built that. Okay, we got the bucket off and we got the shrouds taken off. Where's a good place to start? Let's start with the wheels. So my wheels are 2-inch just hard plastic wheels with bracket on the bottom. There's no bearings in them or anything. They're just cheapo wheels, $3 or $4 a piece at the hardware store. They are from center to center about 8.5 inches apart. On the PVC pipe, I did add a T here, of course, and a coupler down below just to make it all even, so when I mounted them. So, you know, we're about 12 inches wide on the whole system here. So that's how I did that, and then I spaced them apart. They are about 10 inches apart lengthways, just so the barrel will fit on the end, and we'll get to that where it sits, and that's just on the bottom rim up here. So that's how I did that. I actually just laid them down on the pipe, squished them together until the barrel was, or the bucket was about 1 inch off the PVC pipe. I marked them, riveted them in there, and it's working great. I wanted to also have it come out here and be a little bit wider, just to give me some room in the middle of my bucket here, and also to make it a little wider, a little sturdier. Also have a handle to tip it up and down. So that's why I just went around with the PVC pipe all the way around like this. It all just fits together. I riveted it all. Tees and stuff, I think I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 tees. I actually went to Home Depot and they sell a package of these, 10 to a package. I bought a package of tees. I bought a package of couplers. I only used 2 of them. I bought 2 packages of 90s. That worked, and 2 pieces of PVC pipe, or 8-foot sections of PVC pipe. You don't need the second one, all of it, but I did whack into it. So that's basically the base. Nothing fancy going on here. We went ahead and just made an upright here in the back for the motor. It comes up and across. Hopefully I can get enough angles if you need to count something or see how I did it. I got enough pictures of it here, you can figure it out. I just butted this right up to the back of this T here, and we already got the length between the wheels. So in the back we just butted this up, this T up against this one, and came up and across and just joined it all together. Let's move on to the motor. Now it's kind of redneck, but it also works very well. I bought a piece of this 3/4 inch flat bar, and I cut it, and that's how I made all my brackets. It's just a 3-foot chunk. I think it was $3 for the whole thing, so not a big deal. And I just riveted this in here just to give it a little more strength. How I connected the barrel This bolt is a 6-inch carriage bolt, available at any hardware store. Now I did this is I set the barrel, I built the frame, set the bucket on here, and just lined it up with the bucket and drilled a hole in the top here. And you know, there's no weight on this at all the weight supported by the wheels, so this isn't going to eat into the PVC pipe or my bracket here. It just gave it a little bit of strength. I've got 1.5 inch washers here, I believe, and so the 6-inch carriage bolt, the carriage end is on here. I've got 2 washers, a piece of flat bar. I drilled a hole in the end of it down here. This is 5/16 bolt. Drilled a hole, slipped it on there, held the motor up to it in the back with the center of the motor, or the, see, I'm no engineer, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I just lined this up with the center, marked this, drilled another hole in it, and it's just the flat bar. And it fits right inside that little groove there. I did have to file down the washers a little bit to get it in there, but that was easy to do. So I've got 2 washers here just to space it. Then I've got another washer, a lock washer, a nut, just to keep this all tight down in here. I've got another washer in between the flat bar here. Then I've got another washer on this side, and it is loose as heck. It doesn't get any pressure on it. It all stays stable. Then I've got a nut here on the back of where the bucket sits. Another 2-inch washer. And then the bucket fits in here. Another washer here, a lock washer, and another nut. And that's all there is to that. So when I held this up, I just measured how far out we needed to be. Took my tape measure. What is it? Far out 2 inches. Yep, about 2 inches on the brackets coming off the PVC pipe. Then we had to come down probably 1.5 inches on that one. And then I couldn't just come straight into this hole here because my flat bar was hitting it for the drive there. So we just came out to the side a little bit. I riveted it together. You could use a bolt if you wanted to, and that worked real great. So all homemade brackets and stuff. And the motor is a windshield wiper motor. I bought it off of eBay. I think it's an 87 to 95 Jeep Wrangler windshield wiper motor. I figured one or two things. Either these things are real garbage because they've sold like 700 of them. You type in windshield wiper motor, and I think this is the first one that pops up. So it's either really junk or people are using them for a lot of other things too. I have no idea. So it's either really good or really bad. I haven't had any issues with it, but I've got it mounted upside down so the wires are on the bottom. The only wires that you need to even be concerned with is the black is the ground wire. The green wire is the 30 revolutions per minute about. And the white wire is about 60 revolutions per minute. The rest of them don't really do anything. So that pretty much covers the motor. Let's move on. Okay, the shrouds. They're just some scraps I had left over from some of the projects I was been doing. Mainly the bucket shovel, I think, is where these came from. But I just bent some that 3/4 inch flat bar, bolted it through there. It just goes down underneath the bucket so everything slides into the bucket below and doesn't just go out the sides. That worked pretty good. Okay, I think I am going to cut it there. It's getting kind of long. And then next video I will explain how I did the bucket and the trommel part. So hang tight. and check out that next video. I hope I explained this well enough. You know, you don't have to use C-clamps. You can get brackets, hook it up to whatever sluice box stand that you have or want to build, but this just works for me. Everything is functional, it's working. You know, I riveted all the PVC pipe together. I added some 2x2s on the bottom here, just attached them with some screws so it'll pivot back and forth. So okay, we'll catch you in the next video and I'll explain how we built the bucket.